Good day and welcome to Blitz News Networks. I'm Steven, bringing you the latest on a story that's shaking the global economy to its core. President Donald Trump has launched a tariff onslaught that's not only targeting China, but is also sending shockwaves through markets and trade relationships worldwide. Let's dive into the details. President Trump's latest move has imposed a staggering 104% tariff on Chinese goods entering the United States. This escalation marks a critical turning point in a trade war that has been brewing for years. Trump's administration claims these tariffs are necessary to address what they call unfair trade practices by China, including intellectual property theft and currency manipulation. But the question remains, at what cost? China, the world's second-largest economy, has vowed to fight back to the end. Beijing has labeled these tariffs as an act of blackmail and is preparing its own retaliatory measures. Experts warn that this tit-for-tat could lead to severe economic pain for both nations. American consumers are already bracing for higher prices on everyday goods like smartphones, toys, and even groceries. Meanwhile, China is considering halting exports of rare earth minerals, a critical component for U.S. tech industries. The fallout isn't limited to the U.S. and China. Canada, one of America's closest allies, has announced a 25% tariff on U.S. car imports in response to Trump's sweeping global tariff policy. The European Union and other nations are also preparing countermeasures. The global markets are reeling, with the S&P 500 shedding nearly $6 trillion in value over the past week. Economists are warning of a potential recession if this trade war continues unchecked. President Trump, however, remains defiant. He claims that over 70 nations have reached out to negotiate new trade deals, and he insists that the U.S. is winning this trade war. But critics, including some within his own party, argue that these tariffs are impulsive and lack a clear strategy. Even Elon Musk, a close advisor to the president, has publicly criticized the administration's approach, calling it misguided. On the other side of the Pacific, Chinese President Xi Jinping is standing firm. Xi has positioned himself as a historic leader, restoring China's global power and prestige. For him, backing down to the U.S. would be unthinkable. Analysts suggest that China's modernized economy and technological advancements have given it the resilience to withstand this economic battle, at least for now. But what does this mean for everyday Americans? Small businesses that rely on Chinese imports are already feeling the pinch, and consumers are likely to see price hikes on everything from sneakers to wine. The broader economic impact could include inflation, job losses, and a drag on GDP growth. So, where does this leave us? Will this trade war reshape the global economy or lead to mutual losses? Share your thoughts in the comments below.